fibers, these pseudo-life forms, quite interesting, as you said. Put a pair of tweezers and they shrink. Red laser light, gone. They are animated. They are magnetic. They do have an internal filament, and on and on. Good news is, through a series, I think, of divine intervention, we now know that there's something they run toward.
This is
like
fascinating.
Lemmings to the sea.
Yep.
And that is organic grape. And I didn't understand it first. It was later explained by the same gentleman that was involved in the design, that it's a frequency issue. And the way this brings us to those who say, well, not me, I don't have any of this stuff in me. This is the simple home test that they can do. Now, Welch's is putting something out called organic grape juice. It is not. Do not know. Knudsen has a grape juice called Just Concord. Right now, it's good. I've had one flip on me. But right now, it's good. And what people can do in the privacy of their own home is get an organic grape juice, Knudsen's Just Concord being the strongest that I've found. But there are others out there.
Okay, hold it right there. Hold right there.
Okay.
Get your grape juice and come right back. Get your pen and paper and write this down. And I put up a paper on the website under Gwen's name in guests, which will explain this to another degree as well. We'll be right back with Dr. Gwen Scott in just a couple minutes. Okay, we're back with Dr. Gwen Scott, and everybody's got their pen and paper out, so go ahead, Gwen. We want to get Knudsen organic.
Well, right now, this could change. Just Concord. Right. I was recommending one, and all of a sudden it went brown, didn't work. We want a good organic, a true organic. I'm told Welch's has one out there. It doesn't work at all.
Okay.
So we want to go to the health store and hope that Knudsen's Just Concord is still available. And what we do, and the only time this doesn't work is if you've had all of your teeth pulled and you have dentures, because you have no exit pathway. But other than that, this would show you. We would get that organic grape, and we would swish vigorously like a mouthwash for 20 or 30 seconds and spit into a white bowl. And we would repeat this process 8 to 10 times, and then look and see what you have.
Would you put the same material that you spit in the bowl back in your mouth?
Pardon?
Would you put the material you spit into the bowl back in your mouth 8 to 10 times?
Never.
So you take a different swish each time.
Every time it's a new swish.
Okay, all right.
And when you're done, you want to get rid of that stuff once you've looked and said, ooh, what's that? And then you want to really clean your tongue with a tongue scraper, rinse your mouth thoroughly. But you will begin to see, and this is really my wake-up call, that it's not us and them. It's not those poor people out there with some strange and unusual disease. These materials have been placed in all of us. We can talk about purpose at some other point if you want to. But they are there. And so whether we are presenting these sores and fibers and all the things that, quote-unquote, Morgellons, they've been so maligned. And in fact, I'm going to flip the whole notion here and say that people who are pushing this out of their body have actually a very strong immune system, among other things, mind, body, spirit, and because these things do not belong, they are not good for us. So instead of looking at these poor people that they have been told they have this depressed immune system, they're weak, and da-da-da-da, it's quite the opposite. And so it's something for us to understand that it isn't an us and them. Referring back to Clifford Carnicom's work, he's taken statistically enough sample to assume that the general population has all these materials in them. And so, okay, what do? Okay, we're not presenting source. Well, we should start mitigating right away. But seeing is believing, and this at-home test is a good way. Now, I will say, if you continue that as a therapy, and you decide, I'm going to do this every day to offload this stuff,
okay,
you will compromise whatever dental work you have. Caps, crowns, very likely will come off. Some people have had teeth fall out.
Really?
So, yes, because there's so much of this material. Yes. So, for some people, it's just a simple at-home test, and they don't want to go that way anymore. But remember, you can drink organic grape juice, and in the evenings with dinner, maybe an organic red wine, and they will follow it. Now, back to the fella that was involved in the design. I did not understand why this was working. And he broke out for me in longhand that it is a frequency issue, that these pseudo-life forms, these fibers, vibrate at the same frequency as organic grape. And so they think it's home, family. They run toward it. Just like you were mentioning earlier, Jeff, that where they avoided the tweezers, went away from it, or I saw Clifford's work on the red laser light. They go away from it. They go towards this because they think it's family. They're operating. Now, he told me there was one other thing that had the same frequency, which is mangosteen, but which is very, very expensive.
Question. Grape juice has a naturally rather significant amount of fluoride in it.
Yes.
Any connection
also
there?
Also Ormus.
Yeah. Yep. No connection with the fluoride, it's something else?
Well, he went back to what he was trying to tell me from the beginning, which is everything, even a rock, has a frequency. And we tend to gravitate toward that which shares a frequency. You know, when you meet somebody and you go, oh man, I didn't really connect with their vibes. Basically, that's what you're saying. I'm not on the same frequency level. Well, it's a very real thing, and so I don't think it's a constituent. You know, people want to say, is it the resveratrol? Is it the... No, he was saying that the organic grape in toto, in holistic form, shares the same frequency as these pseudo-life forms. Okay? Now, we never did get, and I don't know how much time we have, to the other known, and believe me, I'm sure they're unknown, but known constituent in this matrix, and that is a polymer. Now, all the best minds, chemical engineers, Dr. Michael Castle, and others have told me that it is probably squalene, because it is, and in this it sounds like an oxymoron, an organic polymer, which squalene is, self-replicating, and it incorporates itself into this fungal matrix. Now, it's symbiotic. We don't know what the fungus gets out of it, but it is what the pseudo-life forms use to reproduce themselves, to create their bodies, okay, who also live in the mothership, the fungal network. Okay, how do you get this stuff out? Well, when you crash the fungal network, it gets released. But how do you flush it from the body? And some of the better agents would be apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and this is somewhat new, but is seemingly profound, which is unrefined. That's really critical. A full complement, holistic salt. My favorite of the time right now is Himalayan pink salt, but I mean there's many out there.
I've heard of that. Yeah. Quick question: bentonite and diatomaceous earth, are they siblings?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Bentonite and diatomaceous earth.
Well, they are in a way, yes. But when my friend, the research doctor, assayed bentonite, he found it many times highly polluted. It's doing its job.
Got it.
Aluminum.
Okay.
See, you have to be really careful of the source, because if it's on the ground or in the sea, it's been doing its job for all these many years of pollution, and it's been absorbing. There's a huge vein through Georgia, but it's highly polluted because it's been absorbing all the toxins. The reason this Permagard fossil flower seems to be standing up is it's from the bottom of a very deep lake in Utah, so it's been somewhat protected from all the environmental...
Okay.
So he waved me off of bentonite because of the aluminum. I mean, stealing from Peter to pay Paul.
Very good.
But I should tell you, there are other agents. Cilantro is a very good heavy metal.
Really?
We just don't probably eat enough in this culture. But
cilantro will chelate heavy metals out. Okay.
Beg your pardon?
Cilantro will chelate heavy metals out.
Yes, if you eat enough. But see, our society, it's like turmeric and ginger root. We as Americans don't consume enough of these medicines. Now, our friends to the south do.
Yeah.
It's an instinctually brilliant, it's sort of like I've always said, the Chinese people in their own home eat their medicine. So do the Eastern Indian people. They eat their medicine.
Got it.
We have gotten so far away from that. We are eating, particularly in the conventional, and this same gentleman, I'm sad to say, who shared his other information, said that he felt many of these materials were being put into our conventional food chain.
Fast food, sure.
Yes, to reconstitute, and he explained to me how that happens when it hits the body fluids, blah, blah, blah.
Is this guy, is this gentleman still around?
He is. He's alive, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
He's no longer in this country.
Okay, smart man.